What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we got our tier list for 3v3, the PvP in Ninja Must Die. The cards, the PvP cards, we're going to be ranking them best to worst. I am missing 3 cards. First one we got is Strength. This is a quality C, very simple, attack increase by a number. This one is pretty decent. What I've noticed over all of the PvP matches I've done is increasing your attack is pretty much the most consistent and best way to get any type of advantage. I think it's not bad. I wouldn't put it in the C. I'm actually going to put the Strength in the B. This is just a regular strength raw number. There are better strength ones, which we're going to get into, but I think overall it's just good at like the C area. Next up we have is Strong. HP increased by a number. Now this one I really don't like. I feel like increasing your HP in these types of battles is kind of pointless. People never use it. I never use it. I never even see anyone really use that one, so I think that one's bad. Next up we have is I don't know how to say this name. I can't read. Instantly regenerates a number of points of HP, recovers 3% ninjutsu energy, and reduces weapon cooldown by 2 seconds, can be used 2 times. Now, I think this is actually one of the better C quality cards that we have access to. I would definitely say this is like an A or a B. You could pretty much argue and say either one. I would say if we're doing it to the tier list, basically overall, it's like in a B. But if we were to do like the tier list based on like quality for C's, I would say this would be like an A. For right now, I'm just going to keep it in the B, but definitely could be in the A as well. Next up we have is the Ninjutsu Potion. Instantly restores 30% ninjutsu energy, price reduced by 2. This is another one that I think is really strong, and another one that I would argue you could put in the A or the B. These ones are pretty much, I'm going to put in the same category because they're all the same. We have Wind Mastery, Lightning Mastery, Water Mastery, and Fire Mastery. All of these do is increase your element damage, and these are very situational. So what I mean by that is you pretty much only equip these cards when you're going up into a battle against a boss where it says that like one of these specific elements will get bonus damage, and then even then you have to be playing that specific character to really take advantage of. So these ones, I think, they're very situational. I would put all of these, all the elementals, I'd put them in the B because they're good, right? They're good, but they're too situational to the point where you can't consistently use them. And that's what I want to do, is you want cards that you can consistently use no matter what you're going up against. And then the next one we have is the Substitution Scroll. Obtain a Substitution Scroll. This one is okay. Another one that I really don't think is that groundbreaking. I would put this in like the B. Next up we have is our blues. We have Disperse. Clear all statuses and scrolls on self. Price reduced by 2. This one, again, this is another one that's good, but again, it's very situational because if you don't have any like statuses, you know what I mean, it's not something that I really see people run a lot of. It has the potential to be good to counter a lot of the heavy status effects that people can put on you. But overall, again, I think that's another one that's kind of just, I think it's average. I really don't think it's that great. Next up, we have a Lightning Shield. Cast Invincible Lightning Shield for 6 seconds. I think this one is really good. Very strong defensively. I would put this in the A. The main objective of PvP is really increasing your attack because from what I've experienced, it seems like whoever does the most damage usually wins. And that's aside from the fact that if you're good at dodging the enemies and the obstacles that are coming at you, that's where the Lightning Shield can come in handy. Next up, we got Paper Decoy. Damage reduced by 60% for 12 seconds, can be used. Again, if you're really good, this isn't something you're going to be using because you're just going to be avoiding all of the damage per se. There are some instances, I will say, where it's pretty much unavoidable damage. The game does have like instances where there's no way to avoid it no matter how skilled you are, so you actually do get forced damage. But this is another one that I think is like It's not that great. I would honestly even put this in like the C or the B. I'm just going to put it in the C because, again, reducing our damage doesn't necessarily help us beat our opponent, right? We want to destroy the boss faster than our opponent. Meditation, we have a ninjutsu energy charging rate increased by 40% and the ninjutsu damage reduced by 10%. I honestly really like the meditation one. I think it's one that is a bit better than some of the others. I'm going to put it in the A because just charging up your ultimate ability is so strong. Now we got one that is a bit cheeky. We got Seal a random opponent's player's ninjutsu, preventing its use for 7.2 seconds. Opponent player recovers 25% ninjutsu energy after it's finished. So I think this is like an S tier. It's so powerful. If you activate this at the right moment, it can literally win you games. This is one of my favorite ones to use, and it's by far, it has personally won me games single-handedly by just activating it. And you can even tell, like, you'll see the opponent's boss damage bar go down hardly any, like, it'll, you know what I mean? And you can see the difference. I mean, you can literally see the difference when you activate this. Next up, we have this blind. This one, again, this one is like good against certain players, right? Like a good skilled player, this isn't really going to affect them too much. But if you activate this on someone who's not a good player, it's really going to mess them up. So I feel like the blind is kind of like an average. It's kind of a hit or miss, right? It could be really good, but again, it can also not be that great either. Next up, we got weaken. Reduce a random opponent player's attack by 55% for 9 seconds. This one, honestly, this is 100% an S tier. It is so good, especially to counter one of the purple ones, I think it is, that we're going to go into that boosts your attack an insane amount. This is actually like the best way to counter someone who goes like a super heavy attack build. Next up, we got sharp sword. Weapon skill cooldown reduced by 25% and weapon damage reduced by 5%. This is another one that I think is really strong, just putting out damage. Not quite an S, but I would definitely say you could put it in the S. I'm going to personally put it in the A because I think it's really good, but I don't think it's groundbreaking. Next one we have is Firebolt. Summon 3 tracking Firebolts for 12.4 seconds. This is another one that I think is really, really strong right now. I'm going to put it in the A. I don't think it's super duper broken, but I think it's very, very strong. Next up, we have Advanced Strength. Attack increased by 360. So basically, Advanced Strength is just kind of an upgraded version of Strength. You're just going to have higher numbers. So for that instance, we're going to put that in the A area, and you'll notice that Strength would be in the B. This would be, of course, slightly better than that. Next we have is Regeneration. HP recovery increased by 5 points per second. Now this is another one that is very situational, where it's not good if you're just going in a regular battle, but the battles that have the special effects that take away the ability for you to regenerate HP, that's when this becomes amazing, right? Because it basically forces you to use these. So it's only good in that instance. So it's tough. It's between like an A and a B, because you know, when you can't naturally heal up your HP, then it's like an S or an A, right? But when you're just in a regular battle, it's kind of like a B, and it's not one that you would really use. So again, I just want to make it clear that a lot of these are situational, depending on the boss effects, the bosses that you're going up against, and those special effects that pop up. Next up we have is Battle Drum. The entire team's attack increased by 18.2% for 20 seconds. This one is insane. I'm putting this in the A. It literally helps out your entire team to put out more damage on the boss. You pop this when you're all attacking the boss and you shred it 100%. It's such a good card. Next up we have is Emergency Recovery. Self and team members immediately recover 230 points of HP. Again, this is one that's situational. It's good when you cannot naturally recover HP on your own. Again, I would put this in either the A or the B. We'll put it in the A for right now. Next up, we got Deadly Javelin. Summon a swarm of flying bamboos to attack the opponent player with the lowest HP. This one is so much fun and it's so trolly to use. But this again is like a super duper hit or miss, right? Like if you activate this at the right time, you can completely wipe someone out on the enemy's team. And that gives you such a huge advantage. The problem is you don't necessarily know how low the opponent's HP is, right? It's not consistent, so I feel like I shouldn't put it in the A, but I think it's a very powerful skill. So you could put it in the A or the B. Next up we have is Fury, and I also have to go over the ones that I have equipped as well. Fury, this is a quality A purple, attack increase by a percentage, canceled after taking damage. This one is really strong if you're a good player and you're good at avoiding damage. But on the flip side, you can also pair this up with some of the abilities that give you defense. That way, when you get in those situations where you're forced to take unavoidable damage, you pop your defense. That way you won't lose your Fury. So it's kind of like a combo, right? You need to combo this. Otherwise, you just have to be very, very skilled and not take any damage. Again, this is another high risk, high reward card. I'm putting it in the A because I think it's really strong. Then we have Summoning Horn, call summons to assist in battle. This one is okay. I don't think this one is that great, and I honestly don't think it's even that needed. I personally think it's like a B. I don't know. Calling a summons, it's okay. I don't know. I would rather get like the raw attack most of the time than just doing the summons. It's also pretty expensive as well, like 745 of these goldfish. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't justify the price. I feel like, you know, you could get more value from cheaper things. Then we have Lightning Shield. The entire team gains Invincibility Lightning Shield for 7 seconds. This is another one that's really good defensively. You could pair this up for something like Fury when you're going to take that damage. So that way you don't lose your damage increase from Fury. Another one that I think is definitely like an A because defensively it's very, very strong if you need it. Greater Ninjutsu Potion. This just instantly restores your ninjutsu energy by more. So this is like the upgraded version of the C quality. So naturally we said that one was really strong. So I'm going to put it in the A, and then, you know, you could put this in the B since we do have the upgraded version. You know what I mean? This is, but like if you don't have the upgraded version, then like the Ninjutsu Potion is strong. But otherwise, once you do have the upgraded version, 100% go with the purple. It's just better. And then we also have Ice Protection. The entire team casts Ice Crystals for 8.5 seconds. This, again, is just more defense, close to being the same. Again, defensively, I'm going to put it in the A. I think it's very strong. I'm just noticing now, I actually forgot to take screenshots of these ones, so I don't get to put these one on there, but we'll go over them anyway. Wind Dash, Sprint Forward, can be used 2 times. I've been trying to test this out, but it's like it's in a weird position where it's good for rushing the stage, and then you like rush through. You don't have to worry about taking damage and stuff. You can also usually come in first place, so you'll get those extra goldfish because you'll make it to checkpoint where you buy stuff at the shop before anyone else. So I mean, it kind of almost pays for itself in that sense. But it's decent. I would put it in like the A area. I think it's really strong. You could also put it in the B. Card Forbidden. Randomly prohibit an opponent player from using their skill cards. Lasts 13.2 seconds. This is another one that I feel is like a high risk, high reward. You kind of just use this randomly and you don't know if it works or not, right? That's the thing, is it's like very powerful. But if your opponent has already activated their cards and they get hit with this, it's kind of useless. So it's tough. Like, I feel like it's an A. I don't feel like it's an S. Again, like it's a hit or miss. So I feel like it's an A because it's a very strong talent, right? But it also has the potential to completely miss and be useless. Then we have 4 Symbols Seal. This one, 100%. I put this in the S tier list. The S area, 100%. I've been using this and I absolutely love it. Seal all opponents' ninjutsus, preventing them from casting it for an amount of time, and then they will recover 25% energy once the seal has expired. We don't worry about that. The fact that they can't use it for 6 seconds is so strong. Usually you'll activate this when I see my opponents start to do the boss battle. Typically when you're doing the run through, everyone saves their ninjutsu power for when they go into that initial boss, right? So as soon as they get into the boss, everyone immediately usually pops their ultimate. So just being able to stop that for 6 seconds and then let your team kind of put out a lot of damage with your ninjutsu moves, 100%, it gives you such a huge advantage that it makes it tough for them to kind of catch up. So I feel like this is 100%. Put it in the S. It's quality S, and it belongs in the S tier list as well. And then finally, we have attack transformation. This one, I feel like people tend to sleep on. This is 100% an S, and it's only a quality B. I think this is one of the best cards in the game. Consume all goldfish coins. You gain an amount of points of attack for every 50 goldfish coins consumed. You use this and it's so sick because you can use this like so many different ways. Like you can go ahead and not use any of your goldfish your first shop you hit, and then use it on your second shop, and you can buff your attack insane. I'm talking like 1,000 extra damage on your attack. I mean, there's just so much versatility to this. All right, and that is our tier list, minus the extra 4 that I forgot to take screenshots of, but we went over those. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.